Fellow Patriots, Bravo Echo here. Welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for joining in. It's another video from the road. Seems like lately I've lived on the road driving. But thanks for joining in to watch. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please consider doing so. And reach up, subscribe, hit like if you like, leave comments if you have any. We appreciate it. And please share with your family and friends and help us join to build our channel. We appreciate it. I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about the destruction of America. You ever think about it much? Aside from the breakdown of immoralities, the godless nation, we can have a debate on that topic as well. I've written oftentimes and commented about how I miss the America that I grew up in, things that as a child that I used to enjoy with grandparents, and just things around. Life was different. Our schools were different. Families were different. Neighborhoods were different. Children would be out playing till dark. Now you rarely see a child out shooting basketball or children together playing in the neighborhood. They're all glued to the digital world. You know, I've often heard comments made how Washington insiders basically think of America as being within the Washington, D.C. Beltway, and everything about America is decided within that range. Government, business, the corporate world, the influence of the corporate world on government versus representatives who are elected to go to D.C. by their constituents to represent the values of the people, what people want. Good education in our school systems, managing our tax dollars, spending wisely, and then coming home on the recess and talking to the people. Never with answers. They always want to be the victim or the good guy, talking about how no one listens to them and so forth. But the true destruction of our nation, you know, thinking about our borders, our culture, the things. Immigration is one of the things that made our nation great from our founding. But over the many years, our nation was built, laws were passed, and it was made great through immigration, the many cultures, but it was all within the confines of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, people coming here for a better opportunity for their families, making a respectable income and so forth, bringing their children here for a good education in our school systems. But today, over the past recent 20 years or so, I know it's been going on longer than that, but let's just talk the last 20 to 30 years. The demise of our education system, the things that are being taught to children in our schools. Our politicians know this, and they're allowing it to happen. Very children. If you look at the Generation Z, I believe, maybe X, up to say 30 years old today, it's easy to blame them, but they're a product of the system. They're a product of how they've been educated, the rights that have been swept away from parents. We live in a nation where government rewards a woman for having multiple children, giving increased income as long as there's not a father in the home. How does that represent our nation? Not just morally, but for a sound financial backing, if you will. We reward bad behavior. We don't address the immorality, if you will, of our younger generations having children. Out of wedlock, for one, but for paying them more money to have more children. made our nation great is that we have three branches of government for a reason. And regardless of political persuasion, your right is to a speedy trial and fair representation legally. It's not happening. And it's not happening on purpose. And again, no one's speaking out. How can any of us, as a citizen, law-abiding, patriotic American, on the current path, and I see nothing that shows any sign of a change. How can we expect this current path that we're on to get any better? I'd be curious to know your thoughts. But it is openly and blatant hopeforsurvival.com, or you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com. And we'll see you around the block. Be blessed. Bravo Echo out. Thank you for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. If you are new to Hope for Survival, you can check out our books at our webpage. Book 1, which is Hope for Survival, Getting You Prepared for Disasters, and Book 2, Hope for Survival, The Mindset, are both available for order on the website. We also offer the Hope for Survival football stick, which is a memory stick set up as a digital filing cabinet with files already loaded on there for you to digitally copy items such as deeds, auto transcript for ownership, wills, living wills, loans, banking information, items that if your home burned down or you had some form of a disaster, you could have all your important papers already digitally filed on this stick. All you do is simply drag the digital file into the appropriate preset folder so that you'll have it in the event of a disaster. You have to flee your home in a hurry, or also if you're away from home and you need critical information that's personal, if you have your memory stick with you, you can put it in your computer and pull that information up wherever you may be. Again, you can find these items to order at our website, https www.hopeforsurvival.com, or you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, and I will try to help you out. Again, thanks for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. Hope to see you again.